Wait till you guys eat this.
Wow. Hey, look, it's so
Give me
deep.
some of that.
That's what I'm talking about.
What's going on, everybody? Your man Eric Wilson here for the Sports Arena on a Monday night, and let me just say it's been an amazing week. There's been a lot of stuff going on, even though for a lot of us we're kind of in recovery mode, unless you live down here in Tampa Bay, in which they're still celebrating the Bucks' second Super Bowl victory, courtesy of Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, and that Todd Bowles defense. We cannot ignore that. But you know what? A couple of things I just wanted to talk about tonight, but let me get my brother who has been pulling duty all night long at the Amway Center, Mr. Alex Fleming, joining me here. Alex, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So before we get to the Magic, man, I won't say a bigger topic. I'll just say a topic that we definitely need to discuss because it looks like the Houston Texans are slowly becoming, I will say, a less than formidable team going into next season, with J.J. Watt teaming up once again with his boy, DeAndre Hopkins, the best wide receiver in the league, in Arizona. So, bro, let me get your thoughts on this while I get Mr. Caratanudo in here, man. Talk to me about this.
Who, me?
I want to hear from Alex first, and then we'll get to you, Mike. Alex, talk to me about J.J. Watt to the Cardinals.
Have to be careful. I'm still in the Amway. It's empty now. I'm okay. It looked like a money grab. Now, for some odd reason, I thought JJ wanted a ring. Now, everybody wants to get the hell out of Houston. All right, straight up. They should call the Texans team Get Out because everybody's trying to leave. All right, straight up. Matthew got out before it got bad. DJ Reader's now in Cincinnati. Nuck was traded for a bag of chips. Deshaun Watson's like, to hell with the money. I want my freedom. Real talk. But why would he pick Arizona over Buffalo? Maybe it was the guaranteed money. Maybe it was the good weather. Or maybe it was Kyler Murray. I don't quite know what the difference was between Buffalo and Arizona. Hell, if I was JJ, I'd have went to Tampa. Be damned what anybody thinks. They're ready to go. They're ready to repeat. And they do have the GOAT, Tom Brady. But maybe he wanted to say, hey, he stood true by his press conference. If you don't want to compete, you shouldn't be in this league. And going to the NFC West, oh, Lord, he's definitely going to have to do some competition and some competing because the Rams, San Francisco, and Seattle, with or without Russell Wilson, is all about that smoke. I'm happy for him. 2 years, $31 million. Hell, you do it. Michael, you do it. So let's not judge him for grabbing the money. He grabbed the money, and he's still playing.
So, Mike, you out there in Phoenix, brother, have the fireworks gone off yet? The fact that J.J. Watt's coming to town?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. I mean, Twitter was blowing up, and I was talking to somebody here last night who I'm like, there's no way. They're like, dude, I'm telling you, he's going to sign with the Cardinals. I said, what, in a week, too? They're like, he's coming here. I'm like, so DeAndre Hopkins is working his magic. And then when it blew up on Twitter, I think people are stoked. But see, Alex, I kind of disagree a little bit. It is a pseudo money grab, but why does Russell Wilson want to leave Seattle, the offensive line? The Rams' offensive line, okay, not bad. San Francisco's is okay. But he came here. You say Kyler Murray. He came here because of Chandler Jones. You put those two on the same side. I mean, people were talking about this today, and that's the first thing I thought of. Forget lining them up opposite. Line them up on the same side. Good luck with that. If they lose, and they'll probably lose Hassan Reddick with this, I'm thinking money-wise, but I'm okay with that because of who we got last year in the draft, Eric. This is going to benefit Simmons so much. It's ridiculous. So I look at it as, yes, a pseudo money grab, but look, it's a team that all three of us know, look, the first half of the season, they could ball with anybody. I mean, they were there. Kyler Murray was there. The offensive line needs to be cleaned up. But how do you help an offensive line that might need to be cleaned up? Get a defensive line that's going to crush people. And look, they're already saying, and look, everybody knows everything. They're saying, J.J. Watt could play like 25 to 30 snaps a game. Maybe he plays more than that. I don't know. He's got a whole season in. I saw something else, too, because I started to look it up, but he's played like 7 out of the last 10 seasons. He's played all 16 games, including last year when Houston obviously was terrible. So, yeah, I mean, the money, yes, Buffalo. The only thing I could say there, I mean, Alex, that was my first choice for him, too, was Buffalo, not Tampa. I just thought Buffalo would with what they have defensively, especially in the secondary. I mean, not just at safety, but at corner, too. But, look, you keep Patrick Peterson. If they lose Hassan Reddick, I mean, I think he might stay, but if he stays, it's going to be less than he probably wants. But, look, he's finally got to above average last year. So, again, I mean, you got to jump at J.J. Watt. And if for Kyler Murray, like you said, Alex, and you get to play with Chandler Jones, and you have a guy like Budda Baker and Patrick Peterson, losing a step or not. I mean, Alex, you and I talked about this during the season. Maybe Patrick Peterson moves back to safety. And I'm not calling him slow. I mean, look, Woodson did it.
Yes, you are.
Now you're throwing smoke. Well, I don't need to be drug tested. I am not calling Patrick Peterson slow. He can hit you up on Twitter, Mr. Fleming. No, but that being said, I mean, look, you have flexibility in the secondary. You know what Budda Baker can do. He can't outrun DK Metcalf, but Budda Baker can ball. So that being said, look, I love it. I mean, everybody that wants to get Steve Keim says Steve Keim needs to be fired. They need to get off that. They need to get off that because, I mean, look, you get DeAndre Hopkins, you get J.J. Watt, and then I'm sure you guys saw this on Twitter too. I'll end it on this, Eric. The big joke that, well, what are they going to do next? Trade Kyler Murray for Deshaun Watson and just get most of the Texans here in Arizona?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I don't even pay attention to stuff like that. Here's what I will say to you, and then I definitely want to move on. You know, I'll end this whole thing by simply saying this. What have we been talking about since the Bucs' victory in Super Bowl 55? It has been the defense. How are you going to win? You need a defense. To bring in J.J. Watt, a man who you know is going to be 120 with his pedal to the floor each and every time, listen, you can't ignore it. And I think Kyler Murray, having the living legend, having the best wide receiver in the game in DeAndre Hopkins, and the up-and-coming diamond in the rough, if you will, in Christian Kirk. I mean, listen, the NFC West we already said was going to be formidable. J.J. Watt just made it better. So
and
I
Eric,
want to switch.
Let me ask you and Alex this real quick. Is J.J. Watt worth 2 more victories in a whole season? I say yes, because they go from 8-8 to 10-6. Now you're talking playoffs. So that's the other thing too. I think he's worth 2 wins.
I would give 2, possibly 3. I would give 2, possibly 3. But we'll talk about that as time progresses after the draft and as we lead up into next season. Alex, since you are at the Amway Center, let's talk about this matchup right here. Dallas Mavericks, Luka coming into the Amway Center to face the all-star that is Nikola Vucevic and the rest of that squad. They did lose by 6, but you saw the game from start to finish. Talk to me, brother, about how the Magic did tonight.
Real talk. Magic played well tonight. They shot damn near 50% from the field. They shot 47 to 95. So don't say the offense is the issue. They hit 20 of 41 3-pointers. That's 48.8%. So don't say offense is the issue. Bro, they grabbed 41 rebounds. They were only out-rebounded by 5. Don't say offense was the issue. They came ready to play tonight. The issue? Mistakes. Simple little mistakes. Leaving somebody open for a flare, giving Doncic too much attention, leaving somebody else wide open. Bench productivity. Orlando Magic, 37 points. Bench for the Mavericks, 50 points. Second chance points. Orlando Magic, 2. Dallas Mavericks, 13. Oh, and by the way, for all those sycophants that say the Orlando Magic can't play, the Orlando Magic starters outscored the Dallas Mavericks starters 87 to 80. Bench matters.
It does. So let me ask you a question. Looking at this team as it is right now, and we're heading into the All-Star break, and they have been fortunate enough to not miss any games and keep on pace. You've got to give me just a very simple explanation as what you see this team doing as they start to get pieces back around them and moving into the second half of this season.
I'm a Gemini, so I always see things in 2 different spectrums. The good side of me sees people coming back. They're a 7th or 8th seed. They make a little bit of noise and they retool and they get better.
Okay.
The bad side of me sees one of these key pieces leaving, whether it be Aaron Gordon, Evan Fournier, or dare I say, knock on wood, hopefully not Nikola Vucevic to greener pastures, because there's firepower on this team. There's a lack of consistency, and this team has been riddled with injuries. And how long are you going to be posturing in that 7th, 8th, 9th playoff spot, just letting people's careers just waste away? You know what? Sometimes you have to blow it up and rebuild things to make things right. So you know what? It's a coin flip. All-Star break is going to tell us a lot about this Orlando Magic team. But I tell you what, I saw a fight tonight.
Fair enough.
Hey, Alex, do you think there's who do you think would be what if you're saying blow it up? I wanted to ask you this because even I thought about this when you had the Magic report the other night against the Jazz. Who do you think, if they're saying they're going to leave, who's their highest player to be tradable that could get them more draft picks, bigger assets going forward? I mean, are they going to be sellers is what I'm saying. And if so, who could be the guy to go?
All right, please don't misquote me. I never said that they were going to be sellers, but yin yang philosophy. If I was a buyer and I wanted something from the Orlando Magic, you don't have a better profit margin than Nikola Vucevic. You and I both know he's an all-star. You know this man is a dog. He's been averaging about 30 points the last 6 games. He's a double-double machine. You can't say anything bad about Vucevic because you know what? He's that Ferrari engine in the Pinto car. He's legit. Can you imagine him on a Golden State Warrior roster? Or better yet, take away that waste of space, LaMarcus Aldridge from San Antonio, and plug in Nikola Vucevic.
Wow.
Now, all of a sudden, you got a different Popovich squad, somebody that you're going to have to deal with. So, yes, Vucevic can travel.
Do you think he'd fit in Philly? Eric, I'm saying this for you because I thought about that the other night.
No, he won't fit in Philly. I appreciate what Vooch has done, but Vooch going to Philly would not make sense. And as much as I would appreciate having him there and know that Doc Rivers could, in fact, be someone who could tool this young man, well, not young man, but tool this veteran even to a bigger all-star, I think what he's currently got constructed with a Joel Embiid and a Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris and Seth Curry, I think is more of the Doc Rivers style of ball. Those are Doc River players. Not saying that Vooch can't be that guy. I just personally don't see it. I want to give a quick shout out to our girl, Miss Megan Price from the NBA Carousel, giving us a little knowledge saying that the Nets are up on the Spurs only by 1. And Alex, she agrees with you that Aldridge is a waste of space. So, gentlemen, before I let y'all get out of here tonight, because we're going to keep this short, sweet, I'm going to take a real quick break to pay some bills. But then I have one last question that I asked over the weekend that sparked a great conversation, and I want to keep it going. More with the sports arena. Go ahead, sir.
Luka, triple-double watch.
I'm sorry.
33 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. I got that talk to him post-game. I was like, straight up, you hit 424 three-pointers. You got 39 triple-doubles. You're going to be a scoring title leader before you turn 30. What's your motivation? What keeps you going? He said, that's simple. A ring.
Enough said. Back in 30 seconds. Back here on the Sports Arena, your man Eric Wilson alongside Alex Fleming at the Amway Center and my man Michael Caratanudo covering games as always. And just as an update, our girl Megan Price chiming in. Now it's 92-86. The Nets are up over San Antonio Spurs. So we'll see what happens. So, gentlemen, this weekend, and I have to give credit to the Dan Patrick School of Broadcasting because he was the one who dropped this, question, if you will. So I figured, hell, I'll share it and see what happens. Here it is right here. Who is truly the greatest amongst these 4? Tom Brady with 7 Super Bowl rings, Serena Williams, 23 Grand Slams, Michael Jordan, 6 NBA titles, no Game 7, and Michael Phelps, 23 gold medals. I did not realize it was going to spark such a conversation amongst all the sports people that I know, yet it did. I had people coming out the woodworks. But gentlemen, I want to give each one of you 2 minutes to really, if you need that long, but I want to give y'all your opportunity to state your case as to why one of those 4 is your greatest. And I'm not going to say of all time because I know Mike doesn't like saying that. He says greatest of a generation. But when you comprise what these 4 individuals, these 4 athletes have done over the course of their career, one of them, in my estimation, has to be above the others. Now, they're all 4. If you want me to put around Mount Rushmore together, I would put them 4 up there. I know there are other names that we could definitely throw in there. But, Alex, I'm going to start with you because I know you're at the Amway, and I don't want to keep you there all night, sir. So I want to give you about 2 minutes. Of those 4, who, sir, is your greatest?
Nothing but love and respect for Michael Phelps. Swimming is an Olympic sport. Now, I'm sure he could kick ass at any swimming pool across the country, if not the globe, but that's once every 4 years. So shout out to him for keeping his body in shape and being a grizzled veteran. He's out of the conversation. I got nothing against Serena. Absolutely, positively nothing. The only thing I would have against Serena, how many times she made it to the championship and didn't have more wins. It shouldn't be 23. It should be 28. But hey, like I said, I'm not hating. Brady, Jordan. Here we go. Jordan won A, Brady won B. You got a guy that's won 6 rings, legitimately or not legitimately, leaves his partner, if you will, joins a team of ragtag talent that can't get over the hump, and silence a lot of Saints fans by losing twice in the regular season and beating the bully when it counts. Goes through Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Drew Brees. No one's ever went through 3 MVPs to go and win a Super Bowl, and does it convincingly. In the Super Bowls that he loses, he throws for 500 yards, or he's not to blame. So Brady definitely has a shadow if he's not the statue of the GOAT. But then you have the guy that basically shaped my teenage years. Chicago played in the United Center. There was an indoor soccer club that sold out the place because the Chicago Bulls were full of drug addicts and people who just want binges and wanted their money and really didn't care. Artis Gilmore was the best player for the Chicago Bulls until it was completely reignited by Michael Jordan, John Paxson, Bill Cartwright, Stacey Augmon, and all them other boys. I said Stacey Augmon, I'm sorry. I know the roster from up and down. I got the videos on VCR. The Bulls are the best. Michael Jordan did more for that city than any politician that you can name during 1990 to about 2000. 6 championships. And last time I checked, 6-0 is still better than 4 or 5 versus 6.
All right, Mr. Caratanudo, I'm going to go to you, sir. And again, I might extend it a little bit more than 2 minutes, but just talk to me about this, because this is a viable conversation. It's a piece that we need to have.
Look, when you posted that, first I was like, I don't know who he's trying to mess with. I'm going to skip it. Then I saw comments, and I started getting in on it. I'm with Alex. I mean, look, Jordan and Brady in team sports, they can be leaders, but it takes a lot more. I mean, it does take a whole team. So yeah, Michael Jordan, I'm with you. Shit, teenage years, but look, I said it in your feed, Eric, because one of your friends, somebody that I don't know of yours, and I don't remember who it was, said my 5-year-old could swim. I'm sorry, I've interviewed Olympic swimmers. I actually talked to Michael Phelps at ASU. It's not just puddling around like you're playing in the pool. 23 gold medals to beat the best in the world. And he's got 29, if I'm not mistaken, because in Greece he didn't get all of them. I think he's got 29 total medals, 23 gold. To do what he does in a pool, I'm sorry, there's no athletes in the world that are in better shape. You are using every muscle, no matter what stroke you're doing. But to be at the top of the game, that's why I went towards him. And like Alex is saying too, like him and Serena, I get it, because Michael Phelps could have 29 gold medals. He's got 23. But with Michael Jordan and Tom Brady, like I said, it's team sports. Michael Jordan, obviously, yes, once he got there, and I mean, when we watched The Last Dance, I didn't realize that all those old school Bulls were doing drugs and just partying, and nobody was really playing basketball. That wasn't going to fly with MJ, as we all know. But look, I love their accomplishments, and as much as I despise Brady, if Vinatieri misses some field goals, we're not talking the same thing. I respect his talent. I respect his longevity, how he's been able to play at a high level. But look, it's not even close for me. And I say Michael Phelps, because if you can get in a pool and to do it over not 1, Alex, not 2, but 3 Olympic Games. I mean, that's insane. That's 12 years. That's 12 years apart. But I mean, even in getting ready for the Olympics, those 23 gold medals to me, look, I mean, I know people say how they feel about Muhammad Ali. And again, being a nerd, like I told you in college, Eric, going back, watching all these old fights on ESPN staying up till 4 a.m. What he meant and what he did was dominant. But, and again, he'd probably be up on a Mount Rushmore too, obviously. But Michael Phelps, hands down, 23 medals. Like, and when people say my 5-year-old could swim, you have no clue. I can't respect that.
All right. So I guess it's fitting that I end this segment tonight talking about this, considering it is March and considering it is we honor women across the board this month. Having this conversation, you know what? My pick is Serena, hands down. Listen, I respect Jordan. Did not like him when he played, but I could not ignore what the man accomplished. And Alex, to your point, everything he did for not only the city of Chicago, but for young Black kids in America, and then to transcend to a global icon. Listen, what Michael Jordan did, nothing but love for him. Tom Brady is 43 years old. That man has done more at 43 than most of us will probably do in our entire lives. 20 years, 21 years. And he is continually setting records. You ask yourself, what is there left for Tom Brady to do? He says, hold my beer. And then he goes out and does it. So listen, 7 rings, 10 Super Bowls. No one can say that in the entire span of their NFL career, they have been to the Super Bowl 50% of the time. So I take nothing away from Brady. Like I said to start the show, there are people in Tampa still celebrating the fact that the Bucs are Super Bowl champions. And I'm sure that's going to roll all the way on until next offseason or through offseason. Michael Phelps is an Olympian. And you're right. The conditioning yourself that you have to do in the interval in between from the last time you swim till the very next time you compete for a medal, you have to remain consistent. So Michael Phelps and his 23 gold medals, if not more, will always resonate with me because first off, Black people we don't swim. We don't get in the water. Come on now. But
that is not true. That is not true. Thank you.
I'm kidding, of course, and I digress. I respect what the man did. But let me tell y'all something. Serena Williams will get the nod from me. 23 Grand Slams. You know what that means? That means the Australian Open. That means Wimbledon. That means the U.S. Open. And there's a fourth one that I don't even remember. This woman, French, thank you. Thank you. This woman, along with her sister, transformed the game of tennis. We give that same love to Tiger for what he did in golf. And we hope, I'd be remiss if I did not say to his family, we hope that Tiger is doing well. Please get a speedy recovery. We want you back doing what you love to do. But getting to Serena Williams, she refused to accept anything less than excellence, which is why she is 23 times a Grand Slam champion. Should have been 24 in my opinion. But gentlemen, here is where I give Serena the nod above everybody else. She won one of those Grand Slam titles while she was pregnant. Come on now. Are you kidding me? I don't care what trimester she was in. I don't care what month she was in. To be that athletically fit, to be carrying a life and still perform at the highest level in your profession, hands down, I'm done. I don't even know more to say. Serena Williams gets my nod. So,
if she did it in the first trimester. If she did it in the first trimester, there's morning sickness too. That's what I'm saying. No, I get what you're saying, but imagine morning sickness and then going out in hotter weather to whoop somebody on the court.
Yeah, by far, she got it. That's it. Done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us here on the Sports Arena tonight. Like I said, we're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Thank you very much to Alex Fleming at the Amway Center covering the Magic over the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, sir.
I just have one thing to say because we saw something this weekend that needs to be addressed. Layups are okay. If you have a friend who suffers from not shooting a layup, call an NBA guy because the Denver Nuggets gave away a game because they were afraid to shoot a layup. A 4-on-1 break, a 4-on-1 against the Washington Wizards. And they lost that game because everybody went to the three-point line trying to be their own Steph Curry. Guys, it's okay to shoot a layup.
We're going to leave y'all with that. Michael Caratanito, Believe in the Pac-12. Again, my brother Alex Fleming and your man Eric Wilson, Sports Arena. Everyone have a great Monday night. We will definitely catch up with y'all soon. Peace.